Shocking result over in League 2 as, of course, Barrow beat the Vegans 4-0. Goodness gracious me, to stump their promotion push. Are they in trouble? We'll take a little look next. To match day number, what is it, 43 over in the banner in League 2, that's right, and we'll get to it in just one second. If you do, are you in? Smash your subscribe, link it back to all things League 2 related, Blackburn Rovers related, football related, we got it all here, boys, under one roof. What a monstrous win that was for Barrow, of course, 4-0 demolition, of course, over the Vegans. Goodness gracious me, to boost their, of course, relegation survival hopes, and of course, dent the Vegans' automatic promotion hopes. Of course, it is getting very, very spicy, of course, at the top of the table. We'll take a look at all of it in a minute. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the Patreons, of course, and we'll get into that in a second. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. You know you are. Let's get into it then, guys. Of course, take a look at what I'm babbling about. It is, of course, the results from the last matches, of course, which were on Good Friday, and here they comes. Kicking it off with that banger, chak and changa, whatever that is. Of course, 4-0 win for Forest Green Rovers. Goodness gracious me. I went with a 1-0 win for the Vegans myself. Bradford City could only muster a draw against Tranmere Rovers. Meanwhile, Bristol Rovers 1-0 win over Salford to move up to 5th in the table. Exeter City, of course, flying high into second spot now, 2 points off the Vegans at the top of the table, 7 points for them. Big win over Colchester United. Meanwhile, Stevenage, big win for them over Rochdale, of course. Walsall also winning over Carlisle. Harrogate did take the L against Swindon Town, of course, moving up the chains as well. Meanwhile, of course, Hartlepool United took the L as well against Port Vale, of course, moved up to 3rd as well. 4 points off at the top right now. Of course, it is very, very spicy there. Leyton Orient with a 3-0 win over Scunthorpe, who are down. They are into the non-league for first time in 75 years. Absolute shocking stuff for Scunthorpe United. Meanwhile, Mansfield Town lost to Sutton United, 3-2 loss in the end. But they still remain into the playoffs. Sutton, of course, back into 7th spot now. Newport County with a 2-1 loss against Crawley. Newport County, where are they? Where are they? They're just outside it. Goodness gracious me. And of course, Oldham with the L against Northampton Town. We're up to 4th. It is tight, airtight. And this is what I'm talking about. Of course, Forest Green Rovers leading up there, 79 points on the board. Exeter City are in 2nd with 77 points. And of course, Port Vale are in 3rd, 75. Then it's Northampton, Bristol Rovers, Mansfield, and Sutton United at the moment in the bloody playoffs. But of course, you can't rule out Tranmere or Swindon or bloody Salford at the moment. And I think that's just about it. I think the 11th and up are well in the mix for, of course, playoffs, and maybe even more than that. I think maybe more than that's maybe a bit too far. I think the automatics is between Bristol Rovers and, of course, the upwards there, and the rest are going to be duking out for the playoffs. As for going down, Scunthorpe down, of course, we know that. Oldham are on the cusps as well. Stevenage and Barrow both have a game in hand on Oldham, so, of course, Oldham could be joining Scunthorpe at the end of the season. I realistically think it's between those bottom 4 there. I think Colchester have done enough to survive this time around. Let's take a look at you guys then, shall we? Take a look, take a bloody bow. Take a bow, Jimmy Watt. Take a bow, James B. City are great with 7 points on the board. Well done to you guys for, of course, kicking ass and remaining in the game. How about the guys in the mini leaderboard? Well, it is actually deep at the great right now with 108 points on the board, with Jimmy Watton right on his heels with 106. Gareth Nicholson up there in 3rd with 103. But of course, that's the mini leaderboard. It means absolutely nothing at the end of the day. But of course, for right here, right now, bragging rights. This is the form guys who have been kicking ass at the second half of the campaign. Of course, we'll bring you back out today with the full field deal, of course, at the end of the month. But of course, right here, right now, we're going to jump to the deep end, of course, and have a look at the next round of matches. That was the link there if you want to get involved. But these are the games coming at you on Easter Monday. We're going to jump to the deep end with, of course, Carlisle up against Mansfield Town coming at you on the 18th of April. Now, these two sides have played each other 20 times 2003. 6 wins to Carlisle, 9 wins to Mansfield, and we've got 5 draws as well. Whoops. Of course, 42% form for Carlisle right now without a win in 4 now. Of course, up against the Mansfield Town side, just one win in 3 for them, 58% form over the last 6. Of course, last time around though in Carlisle, it was a 1 win for Carlisle back in December 2020. Meanwhile, the reverse fixture in Mansfield was a 1 win for Mansfield back in December. Mansfield picking up a 3-2 loss against Sutton United. Of course, Carlisle with a 1-0 loss against Walsall, and that's back-to-back games now without a goal for Carlisle heading into this game. The odds though for this one, we have 3-1 is Carlisle, 12-5 is draw, and 11-10 on is Mansfield. They are favoured to win this game, and I'm backing them to win it as well. 2-1 win for Mansfield to take it to the house. Colchester United against Bradford City, of course. It's Sparky's boys who've not really clicked into gear, have they really? Of course, played to the 15 times 2004. 4 wins Colchester, 2 wins for Bradford, and 9 draws. Of course, just 2 wins in the last 6 though for Colchester right now. 33% form up against the Bradford City side. Just 1 defeat plus 4. However, drawing too many points. Goodness gracious, just a 1 win in 6 for them. Bradford City, 42% form over the last 6. That's around there in Colchester. It was a 2-1 win for Bradford back in, of course, March 2021. The reverse fixture, of course, was a 0-0 draw back at Vale Parade back in December. Bradford picking up a 1-1 draw against Tranmere, of course. Colchester with a 2-0 loss against Exeter. They haven't scored in back-to-back games, so it must be a win for Bradford. We'll take a look at the odds in a second. The odds are coming at you now. 13-8 is your Colchester, 17-10 is your Bradford, and 11-5 is your draw. I'm backing, of course, Bradford to lose. What am I doing? 1-0 loss in the end. Colchester taking the win, and of course, Bradford are doing shit. Crawley Town, of course, up against Walsall. Let's get to the deep end now, shall we? Of course, these two sides have played each other 12 times. 2012, 3 wins for Crawley, 4 wins for Walsall, and 5 draws. Of course, Crawley are winning 4 of the last 5, 67% form up against the Walsall side. Just 1 win in 5 for them, 42% form over the last 6. Last round, of course, in Crawley, it was a draw back in, of course, March 2021. The reverse fixture also was at Walsall. The best score was a draw as well. Meanwhile, Walsall unbeaten against Crawley over the last 5 games. Of course, picking up 3 wins and 2 draws. Of course, this has actually been back-to-back draws between the two sides heading into this game. Crawley picking up a 2-1 over Newport County. Walsall with a 1-0 win over Carlisle heading into this game. The odds, though, for this one, 11-8 is your Crawley. Of course, 9-4 is your draw, and 2-1 is, of course, your Walsall on this one. Back in, of course, Walsall to lose, Crawley to win, 2-1 in the end over in Crawley. The Vegans up against Oldham, of course, bit of a weird one here. Of course, a promotion versus a relegation contender. Played each other 7 times, 2018, 3 for the Vegans, nothing for Oldham, and 4 draws. Of course, just 1 defeat past 6 for Forest Green right now, 67% form up against the Oldham side. Of course, back-to-back defeats to them, 33% form heading into this game. Goodness gracious me, the last time around at Vegan Land, it was a 4-3 win for Forest Green back in, of course, February 2021. The reverse fixture, of course, at Oldham was a 10-goal thriller. It was a 5-5 draw way back in, of course, December 2021. These games like goals. In fact, over the last 3 games between these two sides, they've scored 20 goals. There's been 20 goals in the last 3 games between these two sides. Goodness gracious me. Meanwhile, Vegans, of course, did lose to Barrow, 4-0 loss. Goodness gracious me. We are Oldham, of course, losing to Northampton Town. Both of these two sides coming to on the back of goalless affairs for themselves heading into this match. Meanwhile, the odds then, shall we? We have got a Forest Green 5-2 on for the Richie 7-2 issue draw, 7-1 is your long shots. That's, of course, Oldham Athletic on this. Going to take the Vegans here, 2-win back to winning ways. Oldham could be heading towards the drop very soon. Northampton Town up against Harrogate Town. Let's get into the deep end then, shall we? Of course, played each other just the one time. Of course, it was the reverse fixture, and we'll get into that in a minute. Meanwhile, Northampton coming to us. What are we looking at? 3 wins in the last 6 games. Of course, 58% form for them. Of course, up against Harrogate Town. Just 1 win in the last 6 games. 25% form heading into this game. Of course, last time around, the reverse fixture was a 2-1 win for Northampton in Harrogate. And, of course, Northampton coming to us on the back of a 2-0 win over Oldham. Actually, back-to-back clean sheets. Meanwhile, Harrogate picking up a 4-1 loss against Swindon Town. And, of course, haven't won since they beat Scunthorpe way back in, 26th of March as well. Look at the odds for this one. Northampton actually 10-7 on for the Richie 5-2 is your draw, and 15-4 is your away win. Of course, back in Northampton Town with a win, just enough to get over the line. 1-0 win in the end, take the points, and of course keep their dream alive. Next, of course, Port Vale up against Bristol Rovers. Let's get into this one then, shall we? At Vale Park. Now, these two sides, of course, played each other 12 times since 2005. 5 wins for Port Vale, 4 wins for Bristol Rovers, and 3 draws. Of course, Port Vale winning 5 of the last 5. Of course, that's 92% form over the last 6. Meanwhile, of course, Bristol Rovers just 1 defeat of the past 6, 75% form heading into this game. Last time round, of course, over at Vale Park, it was a 1-1 draw back in February 2017 in League 1. Meanwhile, the reverse fixture at Bristol, of course, was a 2-1 for Port Vale back in, of course, December 2021. Port Vale picking up a 1-0 win over Hartlepool last time round. And, of course, Bristol Rovers with a 1-0 win over Salford last round, denting, of course, their fellow promotion hopes in the making. Meanwhile, of course, looking at the odds here, even Stevenage is Port Vale, 12-5 is draw, and 11-4 is your Bristol Rovers, of course, with Barton's boys on the helm. Going to go with them with a 2-1 win. Shock horror with, of course, a big win for Bristol Rovers in the end. Rochdale up against Hartlepool United. Let's get into this one, of course. Oh, at Spotlands now. These two sides, of course, played each other 14 times, 2002. 6 wins for Rochdale, 5 wins for Hartlepool, and 3 draws, of course. Rochdale just 1 defeat plus 4 for them, 42% form over the last 6. Up against the Hartlepool Town side, of course, just 1 win last. Hartlepool United, right. Hartlepool United, just 1 win the last 6 for them, 33% form, of course, heading into this game. Last time around, of course, over at Sportlands, of course, with a 3-0 win for Rochdale back in August 2013. Goodness gracious. Meanwhile, a reverse fixture back in, of course, Hartlepool was a 2-1 win for Hartlepool back in December. Meanwhile, Rochdale with, of course, 1-0 loss against Stevenage. Hartlepool with a 1-0 loss against Port Vale last time around. Both sides looking at some goals and fast. Looking at the odds for this one then, shall we? We have Rochdale 11-10 for the Richie, 9-4 is your draw, and 30-5 is your away win. That is, of course, Hartlepool United. Going to go with a win for Rochdale here, take the points, and, of course, move on up the table as well. Meanwhile, Salford up against Barrow, of course. Salford trying to get back into the playoffs, of course, and Barrow trying to stay out of relegation trouble. Now, these two sides played each other 5 times, 2018. 4 wins for Salford, 1 for Barrow, and 0 draws, of course. Back to 2 defeats past 3 games for Salford right now. 67% form up against Barrow side, of course, just 1 win in 5. 33% form for Phil Brown's boys. That's right. Coming at you, though, last round at Salford, it was a 1-0 win for Salford back in, of course, February 2021. The reverse fixture in Barrow Barrow was a 2-0 for Salford back in January as well. Barrow picking up a monstrous 4-0 win over Forest Green last time out, with Salford losing to Bristol Rovers, of course, in a bit of a playoff encounter on that one. Let's take a look at the odds for this one then, shall we? Salford coming at you to 11-10 on for the victory, 25 is your draw, and 3-1 is your long shot. That's Barrow. Unfortunately, a big win for Barrow last time around, but of course not this time. I think they'll lose 2-0 win for Salford on the road for Barrow for this one. Taking a look at Scunthorpe, of course, going to go down, or they are down up against Stevenage. Of course, let's take a look at this one then, shall we? Of course, now these two sides have played each other 8 times, 2011, 2 wins for Scunthorpe, 3 for Stevenage, and 3 draws. Of course, Scunthorpe, though, haven't won the last 12 games, a 0% form for them. Up against the Stevenage side, of course, back-to-back wins for them under Steve Evans. Of course, bit of a managerial genius at this level. Of course, now these two sides last played over at Scunthorpe. It was a 1-0 win for Stevenage back in, of course, May 2020. And the reverse fixture, of course, was a draw back in December 2021. Of course, coming into this game, Scunthorpe with a 3-0 loss to Leyton. Orient, of course, haven't scored in 1, 2, 3, 4 games. Goodness gracious me. Up against the Stevenage side, of course, back-to-back clean sheets. Of course, 2-0 win over Colchester and a 1-0 win over Rochdale heading into this game. Looking at the odds then, shall we? For this one, Scunthorpe 54 for the victory, 5-2 draw, and 10-7 on is your Stevenage. They are, of course, favoured. I'm actually backing Scunthorpe to win this one now that the pressure is off. 1-0 win for them. Of course, they've gone down anyway. They've got nothing to fight for. The pressure's gone. You know, maybe they can salvage some pride by getting some wins at the end here. Sutton United, of course, up against Newport County, another playoff zinger chicken dinner, of course, over at Sutton, of course, played each other 7 times, 2005, nothing for Sutton, 5 wins to Newport County and 2 draws. Back-to-back wins there for Sutton right now, 58% form for them. Up against the Newport County side, of course, just 1 win in the last 5, 42% form heading into this game. Last time around, of course, over at Sutton United, of course, it was a 1 win for Newport County back in, of course, January 2008. That was in National League South. Meanwhile, the reverse fixture, of course, this campaign was a 3-2 win for Newport County over in Wales. That was, of course, back in December. Sutton, of course, picked up a 3-2 win over Mansfield. Of course, Newport County with a 2-1 loss against Crawley last round. The odds for this one, though, Sutton actually 11-8 for the victory, 23-10 is your draw, and 90-10 is your away win. That is, of course, Newport County. Back in Sutton here, we're going to make it 3 wins on the spin, 2-1 win, and they're right back in the thick of things, aren't they, at the right time. Swindon Town up against Leyton Orient. Let's get into the deep end, of course. 17 times they played since 2007. 4 wins for Swindon, 8 wins to Leyton Orient, and 5 draws, of course. Leyton Orient coming to this winning for the last 6% form against the Swindon Town side. Just 1 win in the last 6 for them, 58% form heading into this game. Last time around, of course, over and Swindon was a 2-2 draw back in May 2015. That was in League 1. The reverse fixture, of course, at the Brisbane Rovers, a 4-1 win for Leyton Orient back in, of course, December 2021. Meanwhile, of course, Swindon with a 4-1 win over Harrogate last time around. Of course, Leyton Orient with a 3-0 win over Scunthorpe United last time around. Of course, coming at you with the odds, we have Swindon even Stevens for the victory, of course, 12-5 draw, and 11-4 is your Leyton Orient on this one. Quite tight, airtight on this one. Going to go with the 1-0 win for Leyton Orient on the road. They've got the form back. Richie Wellens has them moving in the right direction, I believe. Next, of course, we have Tranmere up against Exeter. Of course, probably last chance saloon for Tranmere right now. Up against the Exeter side, of course, looking for automatics this time around. Played 13 times 2009, 8 wins for Tranmere, 4 wins for Exeter, and 1 draw. Of course, 50% form for Tranmere right now. Just 1 win in the last 6, 1 defeat in the last 6 as well, but drawing too many games at this moment. Exeter coming to this on the back of 5 wins in the last 6, 92% form for them. Unbeaten, of course, or winless in the last 9, or without a win in the last 9, without a defeat in the last 9 games. Good to get that right. Of course, Tranmere with a 2-1 win last time around. Of course, that was back in March 2021. The reverse fixture over in Exeter was a 1-0 for Tranmere as well. So back-to-back wins for Tranmere for the 3-peat. Can they do it? Of course, Exeter looking into this on the back of 3 clean sheets on the spin. Up against the Tranmere side, of course, looking at 3 draws on the spin at the moment as they try to change things up a little bit. The odds here, 2-1 is Tranmere, 11-5 is draw, and 7-5 is Exeter, who want to get over the line here. I think they'll get a point here. Another draw for Tranmere, point in the bag for Exeter City, remaining the automatics, of course, keeping the dream alive. For the automatics, that is it. That is it. Coming at you, of course, on Easter Monday, so get your picks in nice and early. And please, 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 please smash your thumbs up. You don't know, I know it doesn't mean nothing to you guys. Just do a simple little click for me on the old thumbs up. It does wonders for the old algorithm. And of course, but make sure you get your picks in there. And also smash your subscribe if you're new. But doing the thumbs up is massive. It's like it gives me a little a digital tickle. It gives me some wonders if you can do that. That'd be absolutely fantastic. But until then, guys, we'll be back, of course, the next round of matches coming at you, of course, from the conclusion of the games on Monday. So make sure you stick around for that. But of course, make sure you subscribe. Check the links down. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Twitch, I'm on Facebook, I'm also on Patreon. But other than boys, we're done right now.